Hi, I'm JD and welcome to another episode of Go RV's Camping Cuisine thanks to our mates at Thetford. Today I'm going to cook for you something special. It's not quite a taco or a burrito, it's using tortillas but using some of my favourite flavours to make a little bit of a mixture and something different. So come with me. Let me run you through a list of the ingredients. Down here we have tortillas, 2 chicken breasts, some baby rocket, we've got some coriander, soy sauce, honey and garlic. We've got chili, a cucumber, 2 limes, onion, capsicum and tomato. Okay, so now we're going to get our marinade ready for our chicken. We're going to use 1 heaped teaspoon of minced garlic, 4 teaspoons of soy sauce. So we'll roughly measure that, and we're going to use 2 teaspoons of honey, and that's going to stick to the spoon. You can be a bit rough with it. It doesn't have to be exactly. It's just going to add that sweetness to it. Perfect. And a teaspoon of ground coriander. And we're going to squeeze in the juice of 1 lime. Make sure you get all that juice in there. That's the way. And now our second half. And we're going to stir that until that honey's dissolved right through. And I'll tell you what, that combination, which the Thai are well known for, of having your sweet and your sour and your salty and the bit of garlic, is going to make this a fantastic marinade for our chicken. And speaking of salt, let's add a bit of that in. And now it's time to get my chicken out of the Thetford fridge. Now what I like to do for this, to make them into nice strips, is to cut the actual chicken in half, the breasts, as they are, and then cut into strips. There you go, just nice fine slices. And now we're going to put our chicken in the marinade and mix. Make sure that all those spices and honey and soy coat the chicken. It's very important you don't forget this next step. Don't use the same board, don't use the same knife, and wash your hands. Now while our chicken's marinating, we're going to prepare the rest of the ingredients for our salsa. The first thing we're going to do is squeeze the other lime into a small bowl. Put a good bit of salt in there, a little bit of pepper. It's time to chop up our fresh ingredients. Now here's the ones I prepared earlier, and if you have a look, they've been sliced and cut into little cubes, because that's going to be the salsa we'll sprinkle on top. So we want to do the same with our cucumber. And now we're going to cut our chili. Again, this isn't a particularly hot chili, but it will add a little bit of spice to it. And we're just going to cut our chilies very finely. We've got everything chopped up, and we're going to put that in our bowl with the lime mix. So in it goes a bit of an onion. I'm going to show you in a minute how wonderful those colors look. Look at that, we've got the green, we've got the yellow, we've got the purple, and now we add our tomatoes, and we're going to give that a good stir, making sure that that lime is going right through. If you like, you can use your usual traditional toppings like guacamole, sour cream. However, I would like you to try this as it is. By now you should recognize my favorite cooking pan. I'm going to place it on the Thetford cooktop, pour a nice splash of oil, and fire her up. We're going to wait for our pan to get nice and hot, and then we're going to sear the chicken. So you've got to use tongs. The idea is that you don't put the liquid in, so it actually sears rather than broils, and then we'll add the marinade later. When you see a little bit of smoke coming up and you hear the oil sizzle a bit, that's when it's ready. Let's put our chicken in. You will smell that honey and those spices caramelizing as they cook the chicken. We're just going to let it brown a little bit on that side, and then we'll turn it over. So it's been cooking for a couple of minutes. Now we're going to stir our chicken so it cooks evenly. And let's leave it for a couple more minutes. Now our chicken's nice and brown, so we're going to add the rest of the marinade mix in there and let it simmer for a couple more minutes. That chicken's done now, so what we're going to do is put our lid on, and we're going to set it to the side. Now we're going to use another pan to warm our tortillas. And I'm going to show you a simple method to warm up your tortillas without using the microwave or the oven. So when our pan's nice and hot, we're going to put in 1 tortilla. Now that won't stick, but it's warming up and cooking the flour off a little bit. So when your tortilla is nice and warm, and you can see the difference, how the color has become a bit browner, you take it, lift it off the pan, put the other one on the bottom and the other one's on top, and they'll keep warm, and just repeat the method. Oh, so our tortillas are ready. I'm going to set them on the table, and our chicken's ready. We're going to move that to there. Now comes the fun part. I'm going to assemble them. I'm going to place my tortilla on a piece of greaseproof paper. I'm going to put a bit of rocket in the middle and spread it through. I'm going to place a few bits of that chicken on my tortilla. Let's be generous. And I'm going to add a few spoonfuls of that beautiful salsa. Let's give it a good mix. Medley of flavors and colors are going to go on top. They say you eat with your eyes, and you definitely do here, because that just looks fantastic. Now here's how we wrap them. Watch this, and I'll do it a couple of times so you get you roll one over, you pull it in, we fold this one to the side, and we keep rolling. Now we slide it along, and we're going to do the same thing. Don't worry if you drop a little bit, you're always going to make a little bit of a mess. And we then fold our paper, we wrap it up and around. Look at that beautiful tortilla we've got there with fresh flavors. I think it's a winner. I'm going to take this one and go down to the beach and watch the sunset. I'm JD, I'm signing out. Thanks to Camping Cuisine Go RV and our mates at Thetford, and I'll see you next time for another episode.